afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 versus 1 on Angoville. We shall be watching GermanElitehr HR1. What a lovely name. Rolls straight off the tongue, fighting for the Panzer Elite, taking on the fight for, let's say, the 2nd Panzer Division. Opposing them shall be Piwavsky, fighting for the United States Army, fighting for the 1st Armoured. And we are seeing a 3 engineers start from Piwavsky, just sort of quickly ensuring I don't babble off too quickly. 3 engineers bags up with the 2nd engineer, while the other one is first one is quickly rushing towards the high munitions. Of course, the question is, where will the 3rd engineer go? And we are seeing a 1 getting card start from GermanElitehr. We are seeing a Panzer Grenadier squad out as the 1st unit, and a 2nd squad coming out as well. Probably one of them will be getting the Gewehr 43, and there we go, just as I said it happened. Huzzah! And a 4th unit already on the way. Could be another squad of Panzer Grenadiers, but it could also be a Kettenkrad to sort of speed up the whole capturing territory business. 1st unit out for Piwavsky is going to be a Jeep. Probably use it for harassment, annoyances, and basically keeping an eye on those pesky Panzer Grenadiers. Securing there, going straight for the high fuel point. So far, though, GermanElitehr is advancing from the west, and there we go. The 2nd unit, well, the next unit was a Kettenkrad indeed. And there we go, Jeep is ready. Panzer Grenadiers advancing a bit. Wiring going off here, so just to protect this rather vital choke point in terms of resource flow. Engineers having a bit of trouble actually laying it down, though. And Piwavsky's infantry will be a bit delayed, leading the engineers to try and hold back the Panzer Grenadiers however long they have to. The Jeep, though, rather forcing the issue by quickly going for the Kettenkrads, forcing GermanElitehr to divert his Panzer Grenadiers to protecting the Kettenkrad and forcing away the Jeep, allowing him to sort of finish off wiring here, closing off the gap and taking some points. So nice little move there from Piwavsky to easing the pressure on his own territories and capturing by putting some pressure on his opponents. He just needs to keep it all connected, otherwise, I mean, all this munitions and fuel is basically wasted. Engineers here, though, taking quite a shooting down to 1 man, and there they go, they are on the run. Panzer goes quickly shifting about again. The Jeep proves to be a nuisance. There we go, connecting and going for the 3rd high munitions. 1st rifle squad is finally out for Piwavsky. Another one out for GermanElitehr. So far, no structures, just 3 Panzer Grenadier squads and 2 Kettenkrads. The Jeep quickly making a run for it. And there we go, spotting this single and very lonely Kettenkrad. 2nd squad on the way, Kettenkrad pushed away again. And a nice little safe area now for Piwavsky, and definitely a lot of resources. Though again, there was quite some time when there was no connection, so that will definitely be where the opponent definitely did get a bit more resource, because he was actually able to keep these connected much quicker. Right here, though, fighting against 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, fighting from a crater, whereas the Panzer Grenadiers do have a bit of heavy cover and will basically better weapons. So there we go. Rifle are quickly on the retreat. Slow advance up there. Chaps providing covering fire from a nearby house. Piwavsky currently a bit shut in. Panzer Grenadiers locking down every bit they possibly can.
It's too hot. Take it fire. Goddamn GIs.
Engineers retreating. Shall Piwavsky go for another rifleman squad, or shall he be very, very swiftly be taking up? There we go. Flamethrowers on the way. And looks like Piwavsky's right. How did that happen? I think that was a bug. First time I've seen that one. Oh well. Panzer Grenadiers inside the house are a bit in trouble. Quickly run off. They did not manage to do much there, despite somehow jumping over barbed wire and into the house. Or it might be because the barbed wire has actually not been placed fully there, so you can actually possibly sneak in by the door. Oh well. But there we go, pushing forward, although the engineers are quickly being targeted down, being a priority target. The Panzers continue to fight on, but they are out in the open. The riflemen are slightly more in cover, thus resulting in a full retreat right there from German Elite and the 2nd Panzer Division's Panzer Grenadiers. At the same time, engineers making good penetration down south, taking away territory. Rifle squad could also continue to move up there, causing some havoc there as well. Good job with the 3rd one out. Could be time that Piwavsky begins taking up with the supply yard. At the same time, we do see that German Elite is feeling confident enough and enough resources to go straight for the Panzer Command. Probably going to see some armoured cars out for him. We do see the Panzer Command going up rather swiftly. 4 squads of Panzer Gunners, 2 of them with Gewehr 43s, but no defensive operations, so they will be slightly less combat ready. And another Kennenkraut getting hunted down by a jeep. And apparently the driver got a bit exhausted and had to take a break for some reason. And looks like... And there we go, the jeep does manage to finish it off, denying German Elite or one of his 2 Kennenkrauts. That is definitely going to hurt him a bit. Although he might be able to get a vengeance with the armoured car any moment soon. There we go, one large force of Panzer Gunners moving towards that victory point and anything in between. And Piwavsky is scrambling to lay down a defensive position to hold up the Germans, but they are not to be stopped. Another Gewehr 43 equipped. No Sturmgewehrs despite having his Panzer Command. There we go, one squad already getting suppressed rather viciously. Mines going down from Piwavsky. We're seeing flame engineers moving up, perhaps a bit late. Still nothing of a taking up kind. The engineers attempt, but they are again fusilated quite viciously. A Raven squad on the retreat as well. Piwavsky's forces are suffering quite a bit at the moment.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Construction finished.
More mines going down, west part secure, meaning in fact Piwavsky will be getting a lot of munitions and a lot of fuel, which could in fact be used to go towards a tank depot and get himself some goodies that way. So we'll of course have to see about that. And there we go, first armoured car out for the Germans. Panzer is held up a bit there, but again the armoured car will be able to flank the positions, and there we go. Auto cannon immediately snuffs out the life of one GI. Force moving up there. Flamethrowers pushing in. The Panzer is a bit on the retreat, suffering losses, and we are seeing armor doctrine up for Piwavsky, so clearly he's planning something that does involve armor, but he doesn't even have a supply it up at the moment. So it does seem like an odd move. Armored car quickly moves in the retreat path, causes a huge amount of casualties. At the same time, Kennenkraut here coming under heavy fire. Will the armored car... No, the armored car seems intending to finish off, but instead we do see the Kennenkraut goes down to Piwavsky's right flank push. Armored car, though, swiftly returning, opening up on the right and quickly extinguishing the life of a GI. And keeping them behind that wooden cart. Continues to fire away, and there we go. The wooden cart simply shatters under the heavy fire unleashed against it. At the same time, German Elite is going for the Panzer Support Command. He is probably figuring that Piwavsky will be going for armoured cars. And of course, in that case, he will need anti-tank half-tracks. Panzer Grenadier is a bit under fire there. There we go, armor coming in. The Jeep might in fact be in considerable trouble. And there we go, supply out finally goes up. Piwavsky, he's floating a ton of resources. He definitely should have had that supply up much earlier, and these riflemen need to get back. He might also want to consider getting a trias up, since a lot of his riflemen are in a considerably poor position. There we go, Panzer is pushing in, going to hit the flank, and these riflemen definitely need to get out of there. And it's rather clear now that Piwavsky is going for a tank depot rush. Very clear, in fact, abundantly even, except of course to his opponent. Who, there you go, does have an anti-tank half-track, but that's not necessarily going to stop a Sherman or a tank destroyer very well. Piwavsky's troops though are taking a beating, a licking, a thrashing, and there we go, already one rifle squad gone. Piwavsky overextended himself. He did get the armoured car, which is quite nice, but the casualties sustained while doing so could perhaps, have been avoided. But there we go, he does manage to force away the troops of the 2nd Panzer Division. Let's go have a look at German Elite. And no doctrine from him as of yet. We are seeing another armoured car. Still no attempt at a Sturmgewehr. Tank depot going up. Piwavsky, probably some replacement infantry as well. That is definitely going to benefit him. But currently the Germans are pushed back quite a bit. Ravnir quickly getting engaged. 2 squads of Panzer Gunners, all together for the freeze, opening up, doing quite a bit of damage. Still no trio center for Piwavsky. Engagement continues to grow as more Panzer Gunners are moving in. The rifle are definitely not in a good condition. There we go, the armoured car adds the finishing touch, causing a complete retreat. And we also seen good progress on the right hand side. Anti-tank half-track providing cover for the Kettengrad. There we go. Tank depot is up for Piwavsky. Oh, he might actually be able to get the Kettengrad. That would be devastating. No attempt at focused fire by German Elite. Mine actually got set off by the anti-tank half-track, suppressing the rifleman, but the Kettengrad is nonetheless lost. We are probably seeing a replacement one very quickly out. And there we go, as German rolls up Piwavsky and the 1st Armoured Division, adding some punch to Piwavsky's antics. Quickly rolling forwards, opening up on the Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, mine went off. And there we go, 50 caliber on top, really doing some damage now to the Germans. We do see the anti-tank attack rolling up. We do see a doctoral choice, and I do believe that is Tank Destroyer. And there we go, a shot knocks out the tread on the German, immobilizing it. And the anti-tank half-track continues to unleash shot after shot into the slightly weaker side of the Sherman. Although it should be careful it does not get overwhelmed itself. Already though, close to having it down to half health is quite impressive. And I imagine since he's gone armoured, he might actually try to go straight for the Hetzer, in the hopes that can be used to sort of deliver the killing blow.
Americans are seizing territory from
Rather than continue to take the losses, we are seeing engineers moving in to try and extinguish the fire and get those treads remounted on the Shem to get it going again. Small exchange between the 50 caliber. Apparently the turret isn't doing anything. Is that a... there we go. Was apparently a bit slow. A bit weird though.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
But German Elite is under considerable pressure from all sides. Engineers once more coming under fire. He might want to actually shift some forces towards the right hand side to push away the Americans from there and retake some territory. Engineers getting pushed back. Panzer is advancing. This German horribly misses the Panzer Grenadiers. Never mind, it might actually have been firing at the anti-tank half-track. Still no progress towards the right-hand side. Still no attempt of really slowing down and killing some Americans there.
Forward supply lines are broken. Our forward supply lines are broken.
And there we go. Finally a response from the 2nd Panzer Division towards the right-hand side. Riflemen are quickly advancing. Kettenkrad went down, and there we go. Flame for engineers flanking the anti-tank half-track, forcing it away, but very, very close for German Elite. And there we go. We could see another rifleman squad go down for Piwavsky, who's just gotten Browning automatics for them. And there we go. A 2nd squad of riflemen lost. Although he did replace the earlier losses, he's going to need to replace another loss. And there we go. The Hetzer is ready. Did not actually fight in Normandy. I mean, it was ready at the time, but only fought on the Eastern Front in that period, and would definitely not have been attached to a Panzer Division anyways. Engineers going down. Sherman immobilized. Hetzer rolling up. There we go, and that Sherman is definitely going to get knocked out. Nothing to support it. Panzer Grenadiers and armored car keeping the riflemen occupied while the heads are whizzing field repairs up. Now the crew itself is being forced to conduct repairs while under fire from the Hetzer, the almighty Hetzer. Although currently there's only one, and apparently he's having a bit of trouble actually penetrating the armor of this Sherman. Not entirely sure why he insisted on getting that armored car in. And he might want to get expert repairs to sort of help his Panzer Grenadiers repair faster. Might prove to be beneficial. Just saying. And it is time for the mid-game analysis. Currently, I mean, Piwavsky's got a good situation on the other hand, except, you know, the Sherman being bogged down. Hetzer finding a way, but I think Germany needs to maneuver it a bit better, sort of get some better rear shots on the Sherman to properly knock it out. Also get that anti-tank half-tank to aid, clear out the engineers, and then he needs to push forwards as quickly as possible. In particular, now there's a second Sherman on the way from Piwavsky. He needs to, you know, make progress. A lot of his troops stood about doing nothing here. Well, he could have been making progress up the right-hand side, I think. That was definitely a great mistake from German elite. Piwavsky, on the other hand, needs to preserve his units a bit better, and he needs, you know, to keep his opponent, you know, well, walled in, and possibly even push into his base and finally knock it out that way to quickly end the fight. But let's return to the fight. Hetzer continues. But of course, imagine it's a Stug 3 instead, since that would have been available to pull to a Panzer division. And the armor would, I suppose, largely been the same, except it was only 60mm, but definitely better sloped on a Hetzer. And really having trouble doing some work there. And second Sherman is moving up. Armored car moves forwards, hoping to get the engineers likely, but it's coming under immediate and intense fire from Sherman's rifle moving up. Main gun destroyed, very close, sticky bomb on the Hetzer, destroyed engine on the other Sherman, and that's also mobilized. Riflemen moving up, Panzers are doing what they can, the Hetzer at the same time is in trouble, anti-tank half-tank getting sticky bombed, and the Sherman, despite having its threats blown off, still continues, impressively. And now the flak feeling is actually firing away. The Hetzer's not really in good condition, and we're seeing outgunned Shermans now. This is definitely getting very, very nasty for German elite. Very unpleasant. Flak feeling continues to blast away. And for some reason, this German is not hitting. That can actually be the end of it. And there we go. The Hetzer actually managed to knock out the Sherman. The other one is getting repaired. Kevin Macleod here running into trouble. Come on, German elite. You need to push out. You need to, you know, do some damage and get some expert repairs while you're at it. It looks like some veterancy was achieved for the Hetzer. Might want to consider actually getting offensive so it gets better penetration as well, but apparently not. And looks like expert repairs might in fact have been achieved. Since now the repairs are actually going fast, and a second Hetzer rolls out. German elite might recover in the name of the Vaterland. Schnell. And there we go. Both Hetzer ready. Get in on that Sherman and turn it into scrap. And there we go. Sherman under intense fire. There's now two Hetzers level their guns against it. Rifle engineer squad moving up. Those Panzers might be able to deal with it. Armor car, of course, should quickly be sent over there. Rifle squad moving up. And there we go, another Sherman is down, another victory for the Hetzers. Riflemen moving up, though they will quickly come under fire. There we go, Hetzer scores the first kill on the Rifleman. Second Hetzer scores another kill. And the MGs on top are definitely not helping. Now is the time for German elite to quickly push forwards and do as much damage as possible. Engineers, on the other hand, right here, taking quite some damage from the armored car. And Piwavsky is in fact quite a bit of trouble at the moment. He is rather exposed at the moment, and Tellermine's down for German elite. Hetzers, though, need to continue the advance, although he might, of course, want to repair one of them. And another Sherman out for Piwavsky. The first Armoured continues. Hetzers are quickly dispatched to try to deal with the riflemen right there, pushing forwards in force. Panzer squad quickly forced away, but the rest continue in the support of the Hetzers. Hetzers, in fact, getting behind, perhaps trying to, do some damage on the retreat path. Engineer down, and there we go, full retreat from Piwavsky. At the same time, though, we are seeing an attempt at getting the victory point here, going to get stopped by a Sherman advancing. Riflemen taking quite a bit of damage, victory points are being taken. Kettenkraut here, what's going on, and gets the devil out of there. So a nice little comeback right there from GermanElitehr. And of course, Piwavsky should not have been engaging Hetzers from the front. Just like you shouldn't be engaging Stooks from the front. You should always try to flank. Oh, mine goes off, damaging the engine of one of the Hetzers. The other one, though, can continue. This one, though, will need swift and righteous repairs. But again, you know, he needs to get back. He needs to take some territory away from the Yankees. Sherman waiting for some infantry to provide assistance for an assault. There we go, Hetzer repaired. The other one a bit on its own, needs to be careful. The Hetzer itself, though, was actually largely handed out to infantry divisions, cavalry divisions, and, well, independent tank destroyer battalions. And there we go, though, Hetzer a bit too forward. She needs to be careful about sticky bombs. The other one, this able to provide covering fire now. There we go. Quite decent against infantry. Mine goes off, I think. Sherman slowly advancing. Continued losses. Armoured car moving in as well. American infantry quickly getting stopped by intense fire from German assault guns. And the Hetzer was actually intended as an assault gun, like the Stug. It was only really called a tank destroyer because, well, jurisdictional problems. Because the artillery branch of the Wehrmacht actually had control over the assault guns, and Guderian wanted control over the Hetzer, so he can equip it like he wanted to. Another Sherman out. The Hetzer's advancing. In fact, he could be very close to getting a third one. And there we go. Nice hits on the Sherman. Dual offensive veterans. You still would like to see just a bit of it to, you know, help with penetration. I mean, offensive veterans, you know, does make it easier for the shots to break through. And I mean, in the case of the Hetzers, I mean, against the Shermans, who they do struggle a bit with, that might be a nice thing. This Hetzer will need some quick repairs. Good progress on the right side. 2 Kettenkrauts now out. Get another Hetzer. Hetzer, schnell. Du müssen die Feinden hetzen. Oder something. But quickly repairing his Sherman. Quickly repairing his Hetzer. Third Hetzer rolling out for the fatherland. I do hope we get to see the Hetzer Company of Heroes too. What about you? And there go 3 Hetzers. Looks like Piwavsky is saving up command points and resources for a Pershing. And there we go. Both Germans open up on the lead Hetzer, the veteran one. But now there are 3 Hetzers, 3 machine guns, lots of Panzers providing support. And of course 3 main guns. The Germans, of course, providing as much as they can firepower against the Hetzers. Riflemen, though, are taking a bit of a beating. The Panzers, I think, should focus on the riflemen, leaving the Hetzers to deal with the Shermans. And there we go, sticky bomb on the Hetzer. Riflemen taking a bit of a beating as to retreat. And there we go, Hetzer getting repaired. Get all Hetzers firing. German Elite, Deutsches Elite. Focus down one Sherman at a time. Don't spread the fire. Piwavsky, though, quickly retreating. He knows he cannot win an extended fight against 3 Hetzers in particular when one of them is dual defensive veterans. Meaning it's going to be a bit tricky to deal with. And there we go, field repairs again. And again, for GermanElitehr, he should just focus down one of the Shermans at the same time, going for the victory points again. Very desperate about that. Piwavsky has been able to get off a good drain on the victory points. And Piwavsky retreats the Shermans for another day. But GermanElite has managed to regain map control through the might of the Hetzer, and no Panthers for him. It's Hetzer all the way, or Sturmgeschütz, whatever you would like to call it. In fact, they were used by the Hungarians as assault guns during, the fighting in Hungary and so on. There we go. Sherman taking quite a beating. Down to half health, the Shermans are definitely beaten up, but Piwavsky is very, very close to getting a Pershing, and I mean, GermanElite should in fact consider just moving in and finishing off those Shermans. He's got them quite damaged, but he's playing it very cautiously. And if the Shermans get a Pershing in support, things could get very, very ugly for GermanElite, because then Piwavsky will be easily able to break through all the Hetzers. He will only have, have 3 versus, 3 German-American armor pieces, including 1 Hetzer. And of course, one should not forget the Shermans are guns. I mean, they're going to be a considerable threat as well. Armor versus armor. Well, I suppose you could technically call this armor. Nice breakthrough up on the right-hand side. Piwavsky moving up there. Hetzer's getting repaired. Very close to getting that Pershing. And clearly, Piwavsky wants the Pershing. He wants to unleash it. And there we go, the Pershing rolls out. Going to get supported by 2 Shermans. And there we go. Leaving the Shermans to take up the organized front, while the Pershing moves up on the flank, and there we go, immediately knocks out a Kenkrat. At the same time, the Hetzers will be forced to retreat much further now, because again, they know there's a Pershing move up on the flank. That means they have to pull back rather than risk, getting flanked by a bloody Pershing. Veterans do take most of the fire, but nonetheless, that's going to be a bit of a problematic situation. Panzer Grenadiers are laying down telemines to slow down the advance of the American armor. No, he's actually got himself another armoured car. He doesn't need another armoured car at the moment. He needs something to help deal with the armour. Oh, we do see a 4th Hetzer out. I'm not entirely sure 4 Hetzers can do this. 1 Sherman is down to very low health. The Hetzers are getting quite shot at. Troops here getting blasted with both armoured cars. Pershing has barely taken any damage. Perhaps the Hetzers focused down the Shermans first. Again, the Pershing would have been a lot less of a threat since it would have had no support. And now we do see a slightly staggered retreat as he's trying to pull out the more damaged Hetzers. And there we go. Hetzer down, down to 3 Hetzers. Already heavily damaged, quickly focusing down the veterans to 2-1. Pershing, though, is actually down to half health. Riflemen are taking enemies, in fact, taking quite heavy damage from the armoured cars. But there we go. Main gun destroyer. That Hetzer is in trouble. Other 2 Hetzers. Oh dear, misclick. He's trying to get them out of there. But again, he managed to expose the rear, making them easier targets. 1 is already out of control. Hetzer down, 2 Hetzers down. This is quickly turning south for the 2nd Panzer Division's advance. And lost them into the telemine. A last desperate attempt, but the Hetzer is nonetheless doomed. And there we go, another Hetzer out of control. That is 4 Hetzers gone for GermanElite. Yes, a bit of a shorter game. But there you go, there was certainly a bit going on. And this is basically, well, a lesson, be aggressive. Had GermanElite been a bit more aggressive against those Germans, he would have been able to knock them out. Instead, he was sort of, a bit more dithering, giving Piwavsky time to get what he wanted, which was a Pershing. And here's the thing, GermanElite should have known there was going to come a Pershing. He saw the field repairs, which is the left-hand side, and again, that means, Pershing. So why, for example, he didn't, I don't know, mix up the Hetzers with a Marder 3 or 2, I mean, 2 Marder 3s can absolutely devastate. A Pershing, for example, that's pretty one of the quicker ways to actually lock down a Pershing. That's pretty much just open up 2 Marders on lockdown. I mean, supporting the Hetzers, that could actually have done it. Sadly, that never came around, and again, it rather seemed like, again, he didn't, deny the Pershing its support either by knocking out the Shermans quickly. Had either, it happened, he probably would have won this, because either, again, the Pershing would have been focused down by the Hetzers, or, it would have been under considerable fire from the Marders. He could also try, while even there was all three there, to just focus down the Shermans as quickly as possible. That could have worked, but again, that didn't happen either. Instead, there was unfocused fire, rather, meaning all shots got sort of diverted and all the different tanks ultimately achieving very little. Again, that's also something you have to be careful, in an armoured fight, in particular when you're dealing with when you are the assault guns. Piwavsky, though, held on nicely. Good use of the armour. I think, he shouldn't have been floating resource like that. He should have had this applied up much, much sooner. But overall, he quite nicely shifted here and there. Even managed to push back the Germans until the Hetzers pushed him back. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own or provide some feedback? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, and feel free to follow me on Facebook or Twitter.